What's up, guys? Today we're going to be exploring the topic of laziness and why it's not your fault. Laziness strikes us when it's most important, and it just drains us of energy, and we just feel like, oh, I'm just going to stay on this couch a little bit longer. I'm just going to watch another series on Netflix, Game of Thrones maybe. I'm just going to eat another cheese-related snack. Just going to go on Instagram for a little bit. 2 hours later. Today what I want to do is help you guys with 3 easy ways which you can combat laziness. I'm going to give you some nice tools along the way so that you can combat it, navigate it skillfully, and overcome being a lazy person. Baka. The first thing you need to focus on is the why. Why does this matter? Why is it important? If you don't know that, then you don't have this intrinsic motivation, this energy, this fire to go and get it. Is it exciting for you? You know at work when your manager tells you to do something, and if you don't get why we're doing it, or it's not important to you, do you want to do it? Of course not. It's natural, it's human behavior. How can you do that? Visualize. If you had no barriers, if this is the thing that you're doing, visualize yourself achieving this thing, visualize yourself actually going after it. Does it bring this feeling of like, whoa, that'd be cool? If it does, then that's probably something that's going to be important to you. It's probably something that you want to do, that you have an intrinsic motivation for. Test yourself, because sometimes we have an intrinsic motivation for something, but the reason we're not doing it is because somebody else has kind of told us. It's just like when you were a child and you would go to wash the dishes, and just before you went to wash the dishes, your mum would say, do the dishes. Then what do you want to do? I don't want to do the dishes anymore. Well, I'll do the dishes, but because I want to, not because you said. It's exactly that feeling where you're just like, oh, like I want to do this, but now somebody's told me to do it and that I have to do it. Then it removes this choice that I feel like I want to make. So think about it. Is this the thing that I want to do? Visualize it. Does it excite me? If I was just to choose it and I was to go after it, is that the thing that I want to do? Why is it important? So important to understand. First thing, the why. Second thing, clarity. Do I have clarity? Do you know what you need to do? This is a massive killer of goals, of dreams, of things that we need to do. If you have to think about it, then it's probably going to stop you from doing it, because you have to then go, okay, well, what do I need to do? What is the first step on your 1,000-mile journey? And when you plan out actually what you need to do, then it starts to flow really easily. You know exactly where you're looking, you know exactly the material that you need to put inside of it, you know the points you're making. And so when you've got that plan, when you've got that clarity, that's when you can really start to take big action. To get clarity, what you need to do is imagine it's already happened. Visualize yourself, okay, there I am at the end. I'm a legend, I've done it. It feels so good. I've succeeded in the thing that I wanted to do. And then think, what happened? What were the steps that happened? What would need to happen for that to be true? It's a simple question, very important one that can help you gain clarity on the next step. Work your way back, and then you'll find it's an easier process than trying to think forward. Gain clarity. Number three. What is number 3? Yes. Okay, so now is the point that you're saying, Aaron, this is so important to me. I know what I need to do. I visualized it. It feels so exciting. I've got clarity. I know exactly the steps that I need to take. I just still feel lazy. I just still don't think I can do it. I just don't know if I can. And you're paralyzed. And sometimes it's still difficult, and there's still a barrier there. There's still something happening. And then what we tend to do is go, you know what? It's not really that important to me anyway. Yeah, don't really care. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna do something else instead. Yeah, no trouble. Get back here. Stop lying to yourself. It's important. What's stopping you now is the fear, the anxiety, the self-doubt. And so the third and final thing that causes laziness, causes us to think, it's not that important and I'd rather do this, is because we don't want to feel those negative things. Maybe the first step for you to do is call somebody that's important, and you feel a bit scared that they're going to reject you, they're going to think that you're an idiot. And that's okay. What we need to do with that stuff that doesn't feel so good is notice it, notice that we're trying to avoid it, or our body is leading us away from this situation. It's trying to protect us from feeling negative things, which is a good thing. But what we need to do is embrace it. We need to breathe into it, make space for it, allow yourself to feel those things without trying to resist it, without thinking it's bad, and say, okay, yeah, I feel scared, but I'm still going to do this public speech. Yeah, I feel anxious, but I'm still going to go and message that person and write an email. Yeah, I feel a bit insecure about what people might say about me, but that's all important things. Am I willing to feel those things in order to do something important? So those are the 3 things that are going to stop you from being lazy: having a why, having clarity, and then embracing the fear. So now you guys know how to stop being lazy. You can get off the couch and do it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't are literally those people who sit down and take the time to understand their why, like actually write it down. They then draw out a plan and just write those steps that they need to make. And then they say, okay, what are the barriers? What things am I going to probably feel a little bit uncomfortable with? And they notice that they're mindful of those things. Okay, when I need to do this, what resistance am I feeling now? And when you know that, then you expect it. And it's far easier to deal with when you get to that point. I hope today was insightful and that you learned a little bit about laziness and why you're not lazy. It's just the certain things that cause this inaction and this paralysis. And so now that you can go out and attack it, achieve your goals, be amazing. If you enjoyed this, give me a little thumbs up, share it, write me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'd really like to know what's going on. If something more I can explain, or if you've noticed something that I haven't got in here that you feel like is causing your laziness too, or anything else, just give me a message. Nice one, bruv.